To all of those above me that watch over me, to all of you, my fave parapeeps on this side of the veil, welcome. This is Reverend Shawn Whittington's Paranormal Ministry. I'm your host, Reverend Shawn, the Rev. Welcome to my haunted house, my very haunted house. And it's been active today, and I know exactly why. Because Master Galactic Healer, Psychic Medium, Author, a friend, someone I love and respect, Mary Beckman is my guest today. I will get to her as soon as I can. That's why you all showed up today, so I will get to her as soon as I can. First, let's do the prayer urn. Okay, who do we got today in the prayer urn? James C. in Canada. I already know what James is going to ask. I love you, brother. Offer prayer up for me today, Rev. I've been very ill. Yes, James has been very ill. So I'm going to ask each and every one of you to keep James in your prayers today. And let me offer up a nice prayer for James. Sure I can find a good one in here. Yeah, let me use this one. This is a good one. Okay. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. I offer this prayer up for James, dear Lord. God our Father, source of all health, be near those who suffer in the time of weakness and pain. Relieve them of their burden and heal them, if it be your will. Give peaceful sleep to those who need rest for soul and body, and be with them in their hours of silence. Bless those who know not what another day will bring. Make them ready for whatever it may be, whether they must stand or sit or be confined. Grant them a strong spirit. Inspire with your love those who bring healing and care to the suffering. May they bestow your gifts of health and strength wherever they go. Grant this prayer through Christ our Lord. Amen. Get better, James. And you didn't ask for this, but I'm going to do it for you anyway. I'm going to light a candle for my brother James that he gets better ASAP. James, may the Holy Spirit enter and intervene in your life right now, wrap its holy arms and wings around you, and restore you to good health. This candle will burn for you, brother, until it burns out. After the show, I will put it where all the other candles are burning. Get better, brother. Okay, let's check the Paranormal Ministry mailbag. Boom. Pamela R. from New York. Rev, you're always telling everybody you love them. Has anyone told you that they love you today? If they have or haven't, I love you. Thank you, Pamela, and I love you too. Um, a matter of fact, isn't it? It's all about love and light, brothers, right? You got to love your fellow man and your brothers and sisters in Christ. Yes, matter of fact, my wife told me she loved me on her way to work today, and my dog tells me that she loves me all day long, all the time. During smooching sessions, she tells me she loves me all the time. So, yes, thank you very much. All right. If there's anything you want to know about me and my wife and our ministry work, go to our website, www.ghost-b-gone.biz. If you go there to visit, remember that my wife and I don't charge for our ministry work. So, I know times are tough, but if you notice the donate button and you're able to do so, click on it and send in a small donation. I promise you, it'll be appreciated from the bottom of our hearts. And trust me, I assure you, we will put it to good use. In addition to being an ordained exorcist, I'm also a certified spiritual advisor. So, if you're having issues of a spiritual nature not attached to the paranormal, and you would like to speak to the Rev about that, there's a place on the website where you can make an appointment to speak with me. But don't leave the website without navigating over to the page called the WSE course/book. On that page, you'll find the Ghost Store. This is an awesome throwback Ghost Be Gone coffee mug. You'll find that there along with a lot of other things you can purchase if you go for that sort of stuff. But scroll down a little bit further, you'll run into my new haunted autobiography, God, Ghosts, and the Paranormal Ministry. And I would be holding up a copy of it for you, like I always do. But the AC dude was here working on my AC yesterday, and I autographed the book and gave it to him as a gift as he left. And I didn't realize that was my last book, so I don't have a book to hold up for you. But you'll see it there on the website if you go to it. And I quote, the scariest book I ever published. That was my publisher, Annette Munich of Stellium Books. Don't let that scare you off of purchasing a copy, though. It's a very different kind of feel good story. Good versus evil, where good wins a lot. So, if you haven't done your good deed for the day yet, purchase a copy. Part of the proceeds of every sale of every copy of my book goes to support stjude.org, St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, Nevada, and the ASPCA. So you get to do something good with your purchase. You can get it a little less expensive at Amazon, but you can get an autographed copy enclosed in a house blessing kit if you purchase it off the website. Scroll a little further down. You'll see the Worldwide Society of Exorcists, which I'm a founding member. I offer a 12-week online college level course, Introduction to Spiritual Warfare, through the WSC, I should say. This course is for all you true warriors for Christ out there that feel a calling to want to have more knowledge when it comes to drawing your line in the sand, making a stand, circling the wagons, and putting up a good fight against, God forbid, true evil if it ever comes calling. This is the course for you. All my students that graduate get a stunning diploma, certificate of completion, suited for framing, along with some other very special blessed gifts that you can only get from yours truly, the Rev. You can enroll in the course there at the website. If you'd like to read more about the course before making that type of commitment, there's a Worldwide Society of Exorcists Facebook page, or you can just call me, talk to me about it. I'm approachable, I'm easy to reach, easy to find. I'll talk to you about the course, see if it's right for you. Most importantly, please keep all of my former, current, and future students in your prayers. All right, brothers and sisters, the moment of galactic healing truth, as I already mentioned. A friend, I've known her a long time. I love her, I respect her. And she's an author, has got a new book out. We'll talk about that. Very gifted, truly gifted psychic medium. Brothers and sisters, please welcome to the show the one and only Mary Beckman. Mary, how are you today?
I love you. I'm good. I just wanted to get that
You know,
out
I
there.
didn't see I didn't see that coming, but I should have known you were going to come in with that. But thank you very
Of
much. You know I love you too. So
of course, and I did my good deed today, times two actually. You got to do those good deeds every day.
yeah.
You got to say, "Hey, I'm going to do something. It's unexpected for somebody that they have no idea that's coming, and they feel good about themselves. So maybe they're going to go on and do it too." So I love that. So thank you.
Yeah, it's here in Vegas. You got to make sure you have a good AC unit. Today is our first 90-degree day, today and
Oh,
tomorrow of the year. We go through about a 6 to 8 week period right in the middle of summer where every day is like right around 110, 115. It's brutal. You got to have a good AC unit. Ours is 20 years old. It's been acting up. So Sharon and I, we finally bit the bullet and we're going to get a new unit put in. That set us back quite a bit, but thank God for financing. But the guy was here doing a little maintenance to make sure we could get through the weekend. And he saw my Ghost Be Gone magnets on the car and asked about that. He is all into the paranormal. So I just got a wild hair and decided to autograph a book and give it to him when he left. And I didn't realize it was my last book, but it is what it is. So um, I was telling you in the green room that I don't have a whole lot of questions for you. But what I do have are questions that fans and followers of yours have sent in to ask you. So this show has taken on a life of its own. I barely have to do any preparing at all. But I do start with a couple of my own. Since you and I You and I are in contact quite a bit, as much as Facebook friends, and we're more than just Facebook friends, but we message each other back and forth here and there. We haven't done this type of chat in a while. It's been too long. I got to get you back on the Monday show. I'm going to have you back on this one. So I hope you have fun. But I need to know how your Christmas was, how your New Year's was, and if you made any resolutions for this year.
Oh gosh. Well, you know what? I canceled every holiday.
Really?
Yes. I decided that I was going to pull in and just sit with Creator for a while. So birthday wasn't exactly how it usually is. Definitely canceled anything like that. And the reason I did that is because when I come back out after the next few years and I just want to have a party with people that I've missed. And so I decided I'm going to pull in, and that's what Spirit wants from us right now is a nice little bit of downtime so we can really hear. We can really hear our I am. We can really hear our guides and guardians. We can, yesterday, I tell you, I can hear them so much better from unplugging. So on New Year's, same thing. I love New Year's. I like that week between Christmas and New Year's where you remember everything that happened. I always have done that. And so this year, 2022, I knew was going to be a good one. I knew it was going to be really hard, really pushy for people if they weren't ready to go. But people are getting the idea you got to be ready to go because now's the time. I mean, the Schumann resonance is changing. Earth keeps receiving these giant plops from the sun, right? Plop, plop. We had a M class yesterday. I always know when the M class flare comes because I get this little thing on my head. It feels like a really tight little pot. And I thought to myself when that started happening last night, okay, sun's going to sling something at us. And so the light is coming onto Earth like crazy, and people are really changing. But as humans, we drag our feet, we worry, we obsess and overthink, and it's hard sometimes for us to change because we are fallible and breakable, and we've had trauma and all of that. So all I can say is I did my best this year, but I got to this point right now in 2022 was what, the 25th, I think, and marking this day in the 25th as just being the clearest channel I could possibly be. And that's what I wanted. I wanted to hear Spirit like no other time in my life. I wanted to be available for those who needed me. So I had to unplug for the man-made.
Wonderfully said. And you and I have so much in common. I'm 62 now. I'm at the age to be a little worried about catching COVID when it first hit. No one knew what was going to happen. I had some friends, close friends in my age group die. Sharon's a little older than me. I don't know how she works a full-time job 6 days a week. Um, we were both worried. So, we're fully vaccinated and got, I had a big group of friends criticized me for doing that. A big group of friends went ahead and got vaccine too. It is what it is. It's, whatever you want to do. I don't judge. But it gave me time not going out and physically working cases anymore, gave me time to be a better counselor because now that's all I could do was call people back, answer the phone, counsel people over the phone on Skype meetings, Zoom meetings, Facebook Live meetings. It helped me in that way, which I've never thought of myself as a great counselor anyway, but it gave me a chance to work on that more. Having said that, there's two questions I wasn't planning to ask you, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. I knew this conversation would take on a life of its own. One, how are you and everyone close to you doing with the whole COVID thing? Did you get through that okay? And two, I'm throwing this question at you because I know you're gifted. I know you're tapped into. Just throw it out there. God. Some people call it source energy. You may have a different name for it, but a lot of people are asking me, is this end of times? So there's your COVID question and your end of times question. And now I'll shut up.
Man, you don't fool around. Okay. So as far as COVID goes, I think I might have had it real early because I remember getting sick and just coughing a ton. But I don't know if I really did. And then I think I had another something. It might have been one of the next ones. I think I had that, but I didn't change anything really. I wore a mask when I went to the store, but I did everything I always did. So I didn't really change anything. By that point, I was to the spot in life where I was at home, mostly not really reading, out of a place. Spirit told me to come home and start writing, and I'm on my 5th and 6th book right now. So really, I help a few people, I write, I do whatever Spirit tells me to do, and I really ask, is this the next step? Because I don't want to go off my path right now, because this particular time I really want to be awake and aware, because it is so beautiful to see the changes in people right now. It's just glorious. So I didn't really change anything in during the COVID. We're doing war now. We're not doing COVID. I don't understand how that's all going, but I felt war months ago, and I thought, okay, one of those jokers are going to come up, do something. Big four, right? Who's going to cause it? There's the big four. And I wasn't thinking it was going to be who. So I just spend my time. If I know somebody in Ukraine, where now I know there's a few people that I send for through Hands of Light, and I'll tell you about Hands of Light in a little bit. And so I'm just hoping that world over, folks are 100,000, 50 million times sick of war. And we can guarantee Russians and Ukrainians are sick of war. I know they are. And so we're done. We really are done with that. And are we done with mandates? And are we done with whatever that COVID was? Yeah, I think we're pretty much done. Doesn't mean people aren't going to get sick, and sending much love and prayers to the family that lost people, because it did. It was actually terribly hard, especially for folks in the
medical field,
in the medical profession. I was thinking all the services, I couldn't quite get it out. Those folks are still just going through it, because it's not like the moment it started to be war, people stopped getting sick, because it's still a crossover, right? But did it touch our family? No, I didn't know personally anybody that died. I did know lots of people that got sick. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So
my answer to the and I'll let you jump in on this. My answer to the end of times is no. That's going to happen one day. I believe that things are happening that if we're not careful, we could bring that on. But I believe God has something bigger and better and more important planned for us. Right now. That now's not end of times, but it's going to get a little uglier before it gets better.
Well, yeah, because again, people are still processing their stuff. So the moment,
what's source energy telling you, your guides and all of that, the feeling that you get, what messages are you getting? I'm just feeling there's so many people out there right now that whether they are into what I do or into what you do, they're needing people like us to give our
sure.
Yeah, and God help us if I always tell people be careful what you ask for, especially me, because if you ask me a question, I'm going to hit you right between the eyes with brutal reality, and it may not be what you want to hear, but I honestly do believe we're not there yet. How do you feel?
I don't think there's any sort of Armageddon exactly, unless you need that. So what I think is happening is, I think sun's turning up, Schumann's moving around, things are happening, poles are changing, and I think something's coming as far as like more light on earth. That's all I'm going to say, really. I think more light's coming. Many of us have had our own personal light flash. So are we going to have a humongous one? Maybe. So in the last couple of weeks, I've been sitting and thinking to myself, because ever since the energy changed over the equinox, energy just went whoop. And somebody described it as, wow, it feels like Mount Shasta all day. And I thought, that's exactly what it feels like. It feels like everybody went 5D. That's what it felt like. So at any rate, that happened. And then like maybe a week prior, another little something happened. And so all of a sudden things turned up. So even though people over here in Tacoma are all having a cow, fighting each other and stealing and, having a cow, there really is lots and lots of peace out there if you choose to go after the peace. So Armageddon, bunch of people fighting, absolutely. Do we get into that? only if you have the need. So I don't have the need to fight anymore ever. I've let my sword and shield drop. So we had a personal confrontation. Somebody on the street didn't like the look of my car, my husband, anything about us, took umbrage. And I just said, hey, we're not doing that. We're going to buy a rug. So please just go away. And at that point, I said, Archangel Michael, please help us. And I had my hand on the guy and my hand on my husband. And the guy just went, oh, I'm drunk. My husband said, it's okay, brother. I've been there myself. Reaches his hand out. Doggone it if they didn't bro it up, and the guy left. So we have the choice to have a cow every day. We've got the choice to think it's going to be Armageddon. We have the choice to think COVID's coming back, because if you listen to the news, they're going to tell you all of that. They're going to tell you this. And there are people right now still sitting in their house. I can freaking guarantee you wearing a mask. Out in the park wearing a mask, around in the car wearing a mask. And unless you have an illness that keeps you, like say for example, you have a child that's quite ill. I totally get that. That's what you need to be doing. I get that. But the level of fear that caused what it did in the last couple of years is reprehensible. And there are people responsible for that on the news every day. Every day. And they either want you to get mad, get sad, be full of grief, and hurt each other. They are 100% into that. So I believe Armageddon, is it coming or not? Do you need it? I don't. I don't.
I love what you said about if you want to have a cow every day, you can. And I'm thinking of me walking down the street the other day with the collar on, because I was coming home from working a case, and there's this really nice looking, just this unassuming, normal looking young girl walking towards me. We don't know each other, and I see that she's fixated on the collar. And when she gets right to my left, I see her lean into me, and I'm thinking she's about to lunge at me. I don't look at her, but I'm preparing for the hit. She yells in my ear, the top of her lungs, Jesus wasn't real. And then just looks forward and just keeps walking like nothing happened. And I just turned. That's obviously not her talking. So I pull out the holy water. I blast her behind her back. So I just stopped. I said a prayer and I kept walking. You could have a cow during that situation. I mean, I travel, so when I get on the planes, why make a scene? Okay, I don't want to be wearing my mask, but it's the law. I wear my mask. My part-time job at the animal hospital, the owner likes the employees to still be masked up. That's his job. I mean, it's his clinic. I work there as a good employee. I go along with it. But, how many people do we hear about their fight? I mean, it's okay to fight, but don't fight. I mean, there's, to a certain degree, you kind of roll with the punch and go along with the way things are right now. The anger and the fighting and the violence, we have to stop it there. And everything will work itself out. But people getting so angry and violent over these things, just chill out. You're right. You can have a cow if you want to have a cow, but why? And I think if we just started there, everything would be we would be off to a great start if we just stopped. I know another thing I wanted to ask you, and I did write this down. I want to ask you how Clara is doing.
Oh, my guide, Clara Barton. Yes. Well, as you know, I know a lot of people know this. Your guides change as you do. And I got to a point a few years back where I knew to release everybody. And I sat outside and I said, Holy Ones, how much I love you, but there's truckloads of you. And everybody has an agenda. And some of you guys were living on this earth before, so you do have an agenda. And I can't take it. It's too heavy for me. So at this moment, I must release you in nothing but love. And I had to go to be a higher self channel. I had to. And so for about a month, I was very lonely. Every day I go in and take a nap, that'd be the time. My husband says I talk to my invisible friends, but those are sometimes in my book, that's what I said. I said, sometimes those were my only friends, right? My only people I knew loved me, and I had to release everybody. And then doggone it, one day I was standing in the bathroom and one of my maid guides come back. And I said, did you do also what you needed to do? Because once we release, they're not responsible for us anymore, right? So that takes weight off them. They go up higher, we go up higher. And then the new folk that are supposed to be with you are there. And so I did do that. And I feel lighter. I have lots of new guides, but a main group really tight that I read with now. And generally it's just higher self to higher self. And then the people's guides will come in and so will mine, and we'll all have a little chat. But
well, you've already gone ahead. I don't want the show, I mean, the hour goes by so fast. I don't want it to end without getting all the important things that's going on in your life right now out there. You've already mentioned you've written a few books. You've got a new one coming out. For the person that's watching, meeting you for the first time today, that's really feeling you, and would like give them, recommend a book of yours that's a good way to be introduced to everything that Mary Beckman's about, and then let's talk about the new book.
Okay, cool. Well, nobody wants my old ones, and they're out of print. They're on obscure diseases. You don't want to read about obscure diseases. No, the one that's out right now is called The Art of Your Energy, and it's light coding, but it's 20 years of everything I knew. I just put in there. So there's a lot of beautiful slices of what my guides told me, and you can tell that a human didn't say those words. I'm not that smart. You can tell it's my guides. It's really beautiful words as they came in, but also what to do to feel better during the day. But it's also where I released my light code system, which are little pictures. And I understood that I was doing this once my energy level went up to a certain degree. I understood what in the heck that is that I'm seeing. So a lot of people now are talking about light codes. It wasn't like that a few years back. Some people were singing and toning and drawing and doing different things for a long time, but it wasn't as prevalent as it is now. A lot of people are doing it now. However, the word that I've been seeing in the last few weeks is key. It's a key. Doggone it if Spirit didn't give me this new thing called lock and key. And what lock and key is it's 4 years of my work for 0 point. So I learned how to do 0 point with my guides, Mr. Tesla and Albert Einstein. They taught me how to say what I need to say about 0 point when I had to give a speech. So I started to do this I just call it old-fashioned 0 point because it was like 4 years ago when they taught me that. Doggone it if it didn't segue into this thing that's now an actual coding system. It's a 10-part coding system. And so what that does is I have all these codes, lots of them. I just call them old codes, new codes, and brand new codes. That's how I separate it. So my new book will be out sometime this summer. Who knows when? It's in a box right now. I got to thread it I got to crochet it together. It's what I'm doing right now. So hopefully by the summer it'll be out. But this one's been out now since, was it last summer? I think maybe it came out in like July, I think. And so I keep teaching this class called The Art of Your Energy. And what it is it's how to learn how to manipulate those codes. So it is the fastest thing I've ever done. And so they just taught me how to do it. So I had all these codes in me and I didn't know where they came from or anything about it. So I wrote the book, and it was like 11th hour. I needed to learn, how do I get the codes out so that I can teach somebody else how to do it? And forevermore, they'll have the codes in them. They can teach. That's the point. I mean, why have something you're doing and you don't help somebody with it that then they can go do it themselves? That's my opinion. And so they said on that day, the day before I had to go teach my first student how to do it, they showed me how to do it. That's called faith. I had faith throughout the whole book that someday they were going to say what to do with it. I just kept writing it, kept doing it. Because that's just in my personality. I like to be surprised. And so that, Spirit doesn't give you the whole thing. I mean, why would it? Why would Spirit give you the whole thing? You don't want to know the whole thing. It's exciting to know a little bit at a time. So anyway, I learned how to take it out of me. And they said, those codes were in your system since Lemuria, and you have the ability now to get it out. And I said, well, Holy One, that makes so much sense. I knew I wasn't Atlantean. And he just started laughing. He says, you are Atlantean, because there's an overlap. Anyhow, so I got them out of my body into my student, who is now able to teach that course. And so far, out of about 59 people that I've taught through the course, only one person is ready to teach, but I'm hoping everybody else will. And I know a lot of them are using it, because all I do is I have these pictures of my codes here in my office over across from me. And when I work with people, I just send those codes out, and it's so great to see the changes. But now with this new thing, Lock and Key, I've been really excited playing with friends and some clients with that. And that really works, because what it gets back to is, doesn't matter what has made you sick. Doesn't matter. You have an emotion and a thought about it. You've got to clear the emotion and thought about it before you can get 100% well.
Wow.
We've known
Yeah.
that. We've known that for 50 years. So how did it fit together for me? Well, I ask that question. I ask it a lot. Why don't people heal? How come I can use DNA, RNA, and they can't get past their long haul COVID stuff? How come? Some people can, some people can't. Why can't they? And my guide came in, I think it might have been Nostradamus, and he said, you have a thought problem. I went, okay. So one day I was sitting out my favorite chair, and my guide came through and he said, you want to see how to put it together? And I went, yeah. And they said, okay, do it with your people. So I did old-fashioned 0 point work. I got done with the 4 people that are my biggest lessons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or else or you could call them the hardest stuff, the hardest stuff, but biggest lessons. I mean, I thank them for big lessons. So anyway, I get it all done. And they said, go into your office and we're going to show you how that fits together. And they said, you've got a lock. It's an emotion. You've got a key. It's the thought. You have a door. It's 0 point. You have a house. That's the code. And I went, what? And my brain just like blew up, because that's
Yeah.
anything I ever wanted was, I want to know why people didn't heal. So I know this works, and it might take more than one time, because some people are very thinky. So let's say you had, what could you have? You could have broken your leg. Okay. So there's a subset of people that will go knit their leg back together and they'll never have another problem with it. And then they'll have some people, there'll be some people that will have a problem forever. Right.
Yeah.
Those are my people right there. That's who I want to help. Yeah. So it's really exciting. And that'll be in the new book. It's the new book is called Art of Your Energy to the God Sphere.
So cool. That is so cool. It's fascinating to listen to you talk about that sort of stuff. And what I'm feeling I want to ask you now is about guides. I'm always preaching to people. I'm amazed to this day. Good people that believe in God that just don't know how to pray. You don't have to, if you don't know any prayers, don't worry about it. Just talk to God as if He's right there in front of you, and He can hear you, and He can. So just talk to Him. But like I'm a big believer in guardian angels. I'm also a big believer in guides. I believe I've had animal spirit guides. I believe I've had ancestors in visitation, uh, family members who've crossed over in visitation that have temporarily, from time to time, acted as guides. I believe I've seen my guardian angel 3 times, and all 3 times she saved my life.
Mm-hmm.
What do you believe that? Well, the guardian angel, your take on that for you, and then guide wise, spirit guide wise, are there many different types, or am I missing something here? Is like the guardian angel, uh, you know, has one sole purpose. Your guides can be many things. Are they ascended masters, like some of the ones that speak to you? Are they, like I said, ancestors or loved ones that have crossed over? And then the animals. Um, and I believe many of the animal spirits around me are because I've had animals all my life and I love
Mm-hmm.
them.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do you categorize all of that?
Gosh, I don't know. I have not met a person whose uh, guardian angel is an animal. I've not met that. Although you can have many totem animals coming along the way to assist you. Many times pets will come back because they loved you in one lifetime or another. So that's all I've seen, but doesn't mean that's not possible. My own guardian angel is Holy Mother Mary, but that line is my blood. That's my blood.
Today's a big day for her. Today is the feast of the Annunciation.
Yeah.
Uh, Christians celebrate Saint the Archangel Gabriel coming to her today
Mm-hmm.
and telling her that she was going to give birth to Jesus Christ, the Son of God. And so today in Christianity is a big day. It's cool you mentioned her because now there
Right.
must be a reason why you mentioned her. And there is. It's a big day for her today.
And Archangel Michael, or Archangel Gabriel, rather, that's the first angel I ever saw. I saw Archangel Gabriel in my mom and dad's house, and I was just, tears were streaming. And I said, Mom, can you see that? And she said, No, but I know you are seeing something. So she believed me, which is what every spiritual person wants to hear, is that somebody believes you are, because so many people are like, nah, you're not seeing anything that anybody else isn't. But the level of care we're getting on earth is vast, and there are a gabillion more angels, a gabillion more beings of light from wherever, and all the elementals are changing and come. I mean, it's just activity on earth right now is unbelievable. That's one reason why we're feeling what we're feeling. And then I humbly believe that back in 2020 people became a lot more empathic. Hence, I think that's why people are having such a hard time right now, is because they're feeling so much and also being exhausted too.
um, Also, I want to throw out there for anybody that's watching the show or listening that is having some issues of a spiritual nature and they believe it's a malevolent entity. I know everybody calls on God, the Holy Spirit, and Jesus Christ, and I do first and foremost whenever I'm in battle. But it is astonishing, and you probably already know this. I'm sure you know this. It's it's just astonishing on a human level, because that's the only word I can think to use, how much power Mary wields over the devil. It's just, and I just want everybody to know, don't forget your guardian angel, pray to your guardian angel. But if you're in real trouble, yes, invoke the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, but don't forget to pray to Mary and ask Mary to come down and help, because she is a force when it comes to stepping on the devil's neck and holding him down. It's just pretty amazing. You sent me a couple of guys. I love them. They're just so cool dudes who were having some issues. I think I wrote, yes, I did. Trey and Ian. I don't want to air their dirty laundry on air, but I will say this: they were having some real paranormal issues that I tried my best to help them with, and I haven't heard back from them how they're doing. Have you heard from them? And if so, are they okay?
Gosh, last time I heard they were doing great. They took it very, very seriously for what they needed to do. And so,
Yeah,
since I have not heard from them, that can only be good. I
very
feel like
good.
I'll eventually hear from them because we really got on so well. They're just such good people.
Yeah,
Um, but they understood that they have a lot they can bring to the table to develop their skills, because they both had big skills.
yeah, yeah. That's part of the what's attracting that to them. In addition to, there's so much attached there to the
Yes.
land, the home, and then they start doing all that renovating. And even Sharon and I here, I mean, we don't even have people come over and visit anymore because our house is just that beat up. It was a fix 'em upper when we moved in here 20 years ago, and we moved in with three mastiffs, granted, who proceeded to also destroy the place. But there was spirit here already, and then over the years, more showed up. And when we start really doing anything too big as far as renovating wise, they don't get mad, but they get restless.
Hmm.
And so we just stopped doing it. Now, okay, this is something else I wasn't going to ask you, but I'm feeling the feel, especially where you live in Washington. Um, Elementals, earth spirits. I believe I have some here. I believe I've encountered many of them on cases. I believe Trey and Ian have their fair share of them there on their land. What's your take on the whole land spirits, elementals, and things of that nature?
Oh gosh, I love that realm. They are they're showing me such different. I guess I'll start that over again. So many different elementals are showing up now. And so back in the day, anything that I couldn't recognize, I would for sure challenge because I don't want to get close to anything that's going to mess my energy up. And for a long time now, I've been doing what my friend told me to do, which is show me your heart. Just show me your heart energy. And then if they show me that beautiful heart energy, I have no problem chatting and getting the message or finding out why they're here, et cetera, et cetera. And I've been fooled in the past, but uh, you have to be careful with your energy every day, making sure you're armored and that you're ready and that you're clearing and that you're doing your work all day, every day, especially now. It's not like it used to be back in the day where we could do a drum circle once a month and wave the sage around. That's not how it is these days. So these beautiful new elementals that are coming through are both larger and different, smaller and unique. So it's like nothing the same how it used to be. But my friend does these beautiful photos where she can just go outside and take photos everywhere and open up those photos. And there's so many levels to what's here. So every realm will come to visit. So the other day, there was a photo of a being that I couldn't tell what that being was because there were so many beings around. And then there was this just giant being. And I was looking at the photo. I was talking to my friend. I was thinking, what in the world? Don't know. And I looked up and there's the being right in front of me. And I said, who are you? And I could see this incredible pink, beautiful heart light with this incredible being in pink with this incredible layer of diamond around. And I said, Holy One, what are you? And she said, Seraphim and human. I am a hybrid. Here's the message. So I got the message. And she said, we will chat with you more during sleep. Is that okay? By that point, I'm like, yes. So a couple days go by and there she is again to give me this message. And that was a light flash message she got the other day after I kept saying, it's not going to be a light flash because it depends on who you are. You can see this on Facebook all the time and social media and all that. People with a really religious background, they'll say this light flash means this. Somebody who believes in some of the, how should I put it delicately, movements, they're going to say, oh yeah, that light flash, man, 7 days, you're going to go hungry, no Facebook. What are you going to do? Fear, 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 fear. And so all that's coming out. And basically what Spirit told me was, this is nature talking to you. And you can take it. In 2022, you are 2.0, possibly by this point, 3.0 human. So just, it's a clear out.
I don't know if you want to address that question. A gentleman who's tuned in, and thank you for the question, brother Derek. He says, "Coming through?" Question mark. Are they not already here?
Oh yeah, they're totally here. It just means coming through. Just means they got my attention. Everything's here. There's not anything that's not here, right? They just got to keep
Absolutely.
our slow energy. That's all. We're just so much slower than them. So they got to go, come on, come on, come on.
Let me make sure everybody knows how to reach you. I mean, I'm feeling so many people want to know. You've got a wonderful website, www.marybeckman, all one word.com. Talk to me about, you've got a couple of shows too people can watch, and I just saw a couple of episodes on YouTube. Talk about uh, how they can see your shows.
Oh, sure. I kind of got back into it because I stopped doing anything there for a while, of course, to write. And then I got back in doing my program called Metaphysical Meltdown. And you can see the old episodes. I just talk to really cool people. They have lots of different things to say. So they might be from every spectrum. You just don't know if they're cool. We talk to them, which is pretty neat. So you can find that on Facebook. You can find it on YouTube. And I just do it Facebook Live through whatever is working that moment.
Yeah.
And then I used to have a radio show before, but now sometimes I pop up on people's programs and different things, which I have fun doing that. So you can see me that way.
Very, very cool. Okay, because my background, long before I got on the path to become ordained, was all paranormal and paranormal investigating and ghost busting and stuff. Let's talk ghosts. Um, I know you've got your fair share of ghosts in your life, as I do, as my home is haunted. Let's talk about ghosts. There's so many. I'm having a lot of people reach out to me for help with just ghosts, and some people just aren't being tormented and they're not being frightened. there are people out there that just the simple idea that there may be a disembodied spirit in their home, they have freaked out.
Mm.
Um, so let's talk about ghosts. And for all those people out there that are freaked out, or I've had people say, listen, I just want some verification that I'm not crazy, but I don't want any of the ghosts to leave. I just don't want them to scare me, and they're welcome to stay. Yada yada yada. How do you feel about um, what do you have to say to the people who are freaked out, and what do you have to say about the people who believe in making a deal with spirit? That many different opinions. I've told people many times, you know, if you want to just let things lie, fine. But if you get to a point where you're uncomfortable, you've got to get them to move on. Don't make deals. I'm a big don't make deals type thing. Let the universe take care of stuff. But if you're okay with it and you can live with it, fine. If you're freaked out, most definitely you should do something about it because you can't even function. You're so freaked out. Help
Yeah.
these people that are reaching out to me the way you would. And then I want to get into some healing before I let you go.
Oh, sure. I think we can draw the line sort of. So the sort of is where it gets to be a little gray. So let's just say you are trying to watch a movie and you keep seeing something pass in front of you. Something wants to get your attention, or guide wants to speak, or somebody wants to wake you up in the middle of the night, or you see all kinds of different things in your house, or things are happening during times where you are resting or sleeping. I believe you can say, hey, you must not come near me at this point. You can give it a try, see what happens. They know not to wake me up. Please don't wake me up. If I'm asleep, leave me be. Okay. I have no problem chatting with guides, or excuse me, chatting with ghosts, or chatting with spirit, or spirits, or whatever. At any other time, they could come and say hi, but I try to go to sleep and keep it that way. Now, if you think that you can stop astral travel, and you have a way to do that, love to hear about it. I don't know how to do that. I've had a million people tell me how to do that, and it's just a human function. You're out there partying at night and you're doing what you're doing. That's why people are pretty tired right now. You're helping and you're working through your old stuff. So if you are having some type of contact in your house and it's benevolent and you feel like it's okay to leave it in there, just like the Rev said, totally fine. But if you are being touched, things are moving around, knocked off, scratched, terrible noises, things slamming, that's a whole different thing. And you need some help. So the story he told were people that I knew that I tried to help. At a point, I know that I don't have the skill set for that. And I have no problem with if there's a healing event somebody's going through and I don't have the skill set for that, I easily send them off to a person with a PhD, a therapist, somebody else that I know that can help. So same thing in the ghost department. If it's more than me, I always just move those people along to somebody that can actually help. Because why would you have anybody pay you for something you can't do the whole way? It just doesn't make any sense to me. So you're kind
Yeah.
of going to have to find the right level of person. And there's a lot of differences between, I mean, there's a lot that you can unpack about what might be happening in your house. If you have things knocking over and knocks on the door and that kind of stuff, it also could be your guide who is trying to talk to you, and your brain is so busy you can't calm down and let him in. So a moment ago, somebody asked that. Oh, there's Carolyn. Somebody asked that awesome question about, aren't they already here? Yeah, they're totally already here, but not everybody can hear them because you're in the 3D. You've got stuff going on in your head. So somehow you're going to have to neutralize that. And I say meditation is the greatest way to do that. So I hope I answered your question.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, I think many people would be surprised, and maybe not, how many times. One of the questions I ask when people come to my help is, what religious belief system, if any, do you have in place? And if they don't have one in place, that's okay. But if they say, I'm this or that, I ask them, do you have a church that you go to? Some yes, some say no. If they say yes, I say, have you been to your church for help? Yes, I have, and nobody there can help me, so I came to you. But what I try to do is I will try to, if it's something that severe like extreme demonic oppression, and we're trying to keep it from going to the next level, I will actually try to find an exorcist of that religious belief system because I think the person will relate to that person more. And many people might be surprised by this, how many times I'm just the assistant on
Mm-hmm.
these cases because I'll reach out to a rabbi or a holy man from, another walk of religious belief system that's going to relate to that person, but then they bring me in on it to assist them. And some of the amazing things I've seen by watching other people, not just Catholic priests, work in this field has been pretty amazing. But I think your advice is spot on. I'm also getting better at laying hands on. I used to not do that very much, but I really am a big believer now in transference of energy and laying the hands on. And I've got a wonderful woman around the corner just opened up a shop and she does chakra aligning and all that. I know people have also referred to you as a master galactic healer. Talk to people before we have to go about how it is you go about healing people. What does that mean to you?
Well, yes, that's what I was so interested in for a while. And I do that. I do psychic surgery and galactic work, and I do the coding system. I also went completely 100% different. And now I'm a shaman, if you can imagine. So, Spirit told me that people can be born a shaman. And of course, me being just really logical, I went out to find if that was true. So, I work with certain groups of folks, and I have a group that I am a part of. So me and some other people, we do some. It's a no leader group, which is how I like all the groups to be that I'm part of. I just like to be one of many, right? I just love that because if you can be one of many and you can be a little cog in the wheel, man, that just makes my heart sing. So there's one group that I'm a part of, and we do some shamanic work, and that just one of the books that I'm working on now is about that work. But being a master galactic healer, I think it just means who do you work with, what speed do you use, and how does that go down? Do you do psychic surgery? How is that? And that's like a video game. You learn how to do that. It's pretty cool. My guides taught me how to do that. So right now, the coding system is the most interesting to me because it's so fast. Somebody will come in and they'll have this or that, and that coding system, as long as they're ready, they're open, and it's in timing, it can just bust through so much stuff. It's really great.
Very, very cool. That is so cool. And I do want to, I feel I need to give your husband, Tom, a shout out because I caught a glimpse of him as he was helping set you up for the interview there in your studio. And I got a quick glimpse of his, and I mean this as a compliment, his awesome ZZ Top beard. And when I first saw Tom, I said, I'm going to grow my beard like that. And I tried and tried and tried, and I could. It just, first of all, it didn't look like his. And second of all, it just didn't seem like me. So I kept it trimmed to the jawline. But give my best to Tom and awesome, awesome beard. What else do I want to say to you before I go? How much time we got left? We got a few minutes. Um, Besides, I love you and respect you, and we can't wait as long as it's been for the next time we get together like this. Is there anything you want to tell anybody? Anything,
Mhm.
a story you want to share? Anything you want to tell anybody about you and your world, and
I do.
anything you want to rant about? I let people rant if you want to rant about something.
Nah, I only get mad once a year, and I don't rant too much. So the only thing I want to say, it's not about me, it's about the time we're in. Right now is this is what we've been talking about for years. And it's been, and then if you go back to the Native Americans who have said we're going to get to a certain point when this is going to happen, this is happening. It's right now. It is right now. So if you can take a little bit of time and pull out, even if you're working full time, you can do this in a different way. It's called changing the way you think. And if you can decide, like I said, drop the sword and shield, be ready not to fight, be ready not to have to prove your point every time. And what if you don't say something every time somebody comes up with a question? Maybe they're going at it in a way that it's different than you don't even have to say anything. Imagine that. Just step back and become the observer. When you learn how to become the observer, your life will just be peaceful, and you'll be ready to just take on any situation and not have a cow. So have a cow just means triggered. Are you triggered all the time? If you can say, yes, I am triggered all the time, you can learn to switch that up. It's a beautiful thing. The only reason I go on and on and on about spinny brains and overthinking and all that is because I used to be that way, and life was so much harder. Now, if I have something happen to me that is difficult, say somebody challenges me on something, I can look around to see why might that happen, what's going on in their lives, and just send out that love. Because really all we're doing when we heal somebody, you're talking about laying on of hands or any type of healing, all we're doing is our frequency is a certain way. The person who's coming to us, their frequency could match ours in the way we can hold it. So I just hold love. That's all I do. Love, 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 love. Peace, 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 peace. And so when people meet up with me, that's what they're going to feel. They're not feeling trauma, victim, got to be right, that kind of thing. And when people feel that, they can change up too. So does it mean I do it all? I mean, just like anybody else, I have my troubles, I have my triggers. And Tom and I had a trigger on the same day. And so that was a big, but really we tend not to fight. He goes through his stuff. He helps me. I help him. It really is a relationship that I hope always continues, because I just don't need anything else. And so I'm just hoping everybody out there that if you're not leading a peaceful life, it's actually a choice. And now is the time to walk through the shadow, because you're being shown the shadow of the last few years, definitely, at least, if not past lives.
Wonderfully said. If I was there, I'd give you a big hug and a kiss. So you'll just have to imagine that in your mind's eye, that that's what you're getting from me.
All right. Right there in the third eye.
We're going to do this again. Definitely when this show's over, I'm going to be getting messages when she's coming back. Got to get you on the Monday show too. Um, Thank you so much for spending an hour out of your busy. Jackie, Mari is amazing.
Oh,
Yes, Jackie, she is.
oh,
Um,
fine. That's
Thank
too.
you so much for spending an hour out of your busy Friday afternoon to spend with me and my viewers. I love you. I respect you. Give Tom a big hug for me. And just have a great remainder to your Feast of the Assumption Day. Give my best to Mary.
Absolutely.
And I'll talk to you soon, okay?
Thank you so much. Have me back when we can do some healing together so we can really help people.
Absolutely.
All right. God bless you, sir.
Goodbye, baby. Talk to
Good
you
night,
later.
everybody. Good night, everybody.
It doesn't get any better than that. I say that every week, don't I? Because it just does. Just every week, every guest seems like it doesn't get better than that. And they're all my guests are all so special in their way. They're all great. So thank you all for tuning in and spending an hour out of your busy Friday to spend with the Rev and his guest. I don't have a show without all of you, so God bless you all. I am taking the next 2 weeks off. I got some traveling to do on business. My producers, Zach Clayton and Adrian Hart, they are two of the busiest people on the planet. So if they are able to play a couple of reruns over the next couple of weeks, they may. If not, that's okay too. But I will be back in 3 weeks for an all new show on April 15th, Good Friday. My guest will be world renowned psychic channels Barry and Connie Strom for Good Friday, and they will probably, I'm almost positive, channel someone from the Holy Family to give us a wonderful message for Good Friday. So that's going to be a great show. Friday, April 15th. Other than that, guys, stop the violence, stop the anger. Try to be the best version of yourself you can be every day. And I love you all. And I will see you on the 15th. On that note, thank you to Things Network. Thank you to the Paranormal United Network and Paranormal United Network Parallax 2 for simulcasting my shows. I'll be real soon here. I'll be having some good news on another network that Zach is a part of that's going to be simulcasting my show. So there you have it. It's going to be a great year. You're invited to come along for the ride. On that note, good night, Danny. Good night, Jack. Good night, dog. Good night, Harold. May you rest in peace. Good night, Ernie. Good night, Bill. Good night, Dan. God bless you all. Peace.